back. Oh well. It's fine.
It'll be the story of Xander, Carol, and Mirian. I almost said Kyrian. Kyrian and Meryl. I don't
I
like
actually like that. We should change our names. Do you wanna be Kyrian or Meryl?
But I'm Carol.
Elliot, what do you think of that name change?
How would Elle respond? Think?
Well,
Oh no.
no, not what I meant to do.
Hmm.
Hodor.
No Hodor.
I think Elle would be shaking his head.
Well, that's a yes.
Vehemently.
He loves it!
Just covers his face with his, like, wings.
Now everything's decided.
You're Sean Connery. Xander Connery.
That's his dragon voice.
True. I was trying not to do that one. I had a different one, but it didn't sound himbo enough.
Sean Connery's a himbo? Nice.
No, he is not. If you know anything about the man, he is not a himbo.
The opposite.
I'm just giggling because it amused me. Stop that.
Oh,
You guys ready?
What?
I was saying, you guys ready?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you find yourself outside of the world over in tavern in the port city of Privos, the country of Athua. You were told that there's a quest that befits people of your skill level, and the person's waiting for you at this inn. So what do you want to do?
Well, obviously we need to go meet with this person for this job because what we need are funds so that we can buy food.
Food is good.
No, food is great.
Squirrels get away too frequently.
No, yes, they're too fast. That's what it is. Definitely not that I'm letting them go.
But they're so cute and fluffy.
Shh, they don't know.
Not once you've skinned them.
I would never do such a thing.
Oh, okay, the roof went away. I just had to drop myself.
Alright. Do we know this person that we're looking for? Like, what are we expecting about this job?
You know his name, and that you're supposed to talk to the bartender she'll tell you where he is.
Okay.
I'm a moron. I had my mic muted.
Wait, how do you get the thing where it tells you how many tiles you've moved?
Well, you have to, so you hit M.
I haven't noticed that.
And then you hit 4, and then you hit M again.
4.
It's amazing.
And it's set to tiles here because it's based on the campaign. Like, this campaign is set to tiles instead of feet. My campaign's set to feet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's beautiful.
Sorry. Anyway.
But Mirian seems to have led the way. Are you going to talk?
led the way.
Alright, then.
Because I will follow your whims, but I will still do the talking.
Xander will be, like, just sort of looming behind you. He's over 6.5 feet tall. He's just got this big sword clinking on his back, and his arms folded in front of him as he watches you have this conversation.
Alright, should we do character descriptions so everybody knows what everyone looks like?
Oh,
Yep.
Yes.
Sure. You have volunteered to begin us, Carol.
Yeah.
Okay.
East,
So, as stated in the text channel, Carol has stark white hair pulled back in a very tight bun. She has glasses. They are silver. The rims are silver. The glasses are not silver. She's not that cool. Extremely pale skin. She's wearing very, very pale clothing, like creams, and she has some pink and things. It's all very nice looking, and it's pristine, but it's not of a style that seems like familiar to anyone. Like she seems out of place in the outfit that she's wearing.
Anachronistic.
She's her outfit is like from the neck down. She has no skin showing other than her face.
Patchy.
And with her, she has a pseudo dragon. It is also white. It is usually on her person, like on her shoulder or like on her backpack or something like that. It does not stray far from her.
What type of creature is Elliot again?
L is a pseudo dragon.
Pseudo dragon, pseudo dragon, pseudo dragon.
I love pseudo dragons. They're so much fun.
They're great.
Kate, tell us about your character.
I said I was going pee.
Sorry.
Anyway, Mirian Tender is a middle-aged, probably the average height female human. Everything about her, other than the armor and sword that she carries, just screams mom. The look on her face, the haircut, her just general demeanor. She is a mom through and through. But as for physical description, she's otherwise kind of not someone you would be likely to take notice of. She's just kind of there. Hello, cat. Defining feature about her is just she has a scar above her left eye. I haven't given it an origin story, so don't ask for one. And
Carol
she's
would never
beginning
ask.
to show the fairest hints of aging. She's got some wrinkles coming up. She's got a couple gray hairs here and there, but
What impressive fight did you earn that scar in?
good fucking question.
Her kid threw a rock and it accidentally hit her.
Oh my god, that's legit! Well, you see, I was fighting this tiny little goblin. And this tiny little goblin would not go down to bed.
To bed, you say?
To bed.
I have found that the small ones are particularly
Her name is Lilith,
ferocious.
and she is my favorite child, but don't tell the boys. No, I'm kidding. I don't play favorites.
My mom used to play favorites too.
This is not a goblin.
Mothers will sometimes call their children by nasty little names because sometimes they're nasty little creatures.
They
But we
used to
love
call
them
me
anyway.
Kobold.
You are very much not a kobold.
Well, yes, it was
Xander.
intended as a diminutive
I know.
thing to say.
And it's a terrible thing. No one should have treated you like that. She looks very tense and angry. Or not angry, but I don't know.
Tristan, tell us about our friend Xander.
Xander is a dragonborn with red scales. He stands about 6'5", and wields a single two-handed sword on his back and hand axes at his hips. His clothing is simple, kind of thuggish style. He wears a leather sleeveless vest, a shirt that's open at the front. His pants are simple sackcloth affair held up with a rope belt. And over that, he wears this kind of a combat skirt, a breechclout, that seems to have once been a very fine piece of silk fabric. Now it is old and worn and torn. Around his neck, he seems to have a copper choker with gold inlay and a broken ruby gem at the throat. His horns curl back away from his head, and he gives off an overall rather intimidating demeanor.
Okay.
I did not even touch on my armor, did I? It's fine.
Oh, I did want to say Carol is about 5'10", and she appears not like gaunt, but unhealthily thin.
I'm just gonna have to fatten you up.
I mean, I'm not saying it.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen over time. So
Problem is
the
that Mirian can't cook to save her life.
Mirian
need to
won't let
cook.
you stay that way, I know her.
the bartender, the woman behind the bar, is a decently tall, redheaded woman. Same outfit as the figurine, so simple red dress. She has very deep red hair and very clearly well built. Has a lot of muscle on her. As you guys come up, she stops what she's doing, looks at you, and says, "Welcome to the World Over Inn. How can I help you?" Seem like a hungry group.
What is she?
He's just gonna bare fangs over Mirian's head. In a reptilian grin.
I'm gonna kind of peer up at him slightly, and say, "What did we know about our contact again?"
You know his name. It's Rethkin.
Okay.
It's an
We're
elf
here
named Rethkin.
actually to first of all meet with a contact. A who else? Refkin?
An elf named Rethkin.
An elf named Refkin. We were told to ask for him here.
Okay. He actually told me to expect you. He's in the other room near the corner. If you want to head over there, that's fine. If you want to get something here first, either way, it's up to you.
What kind of soup is on the menu today?
We have a beef and barley.
Oh, sounds good. How much is
It's
it?
very good. What would that be, like a couple copper? Maybe a
Depending on
silver?
how good the inn is, a couple copper is reasonable. It might be a silver or two if they're really upscale.
You'll a large bowl is a copper or is a silver. If you want a smaller dish, we offer one for 5 copper, depending on how hungry you are. The silver comes with a bread roll.
He's going to, quickly check his belt pouch, and he's gonna fish out a gold coin and place it on the counter.
Okay, so would you like 3 of the silvers, I guess?
Oh, no, 10.
She's kind of laughs and then sees that you're being serious.
I don't know
And-
what they want.
Miriam
Just bring
is,
them over there one at a
trying
time.
hard not to laugh.
This little guy here, share a glance at each other and kind of just, okay. And they start preparing. He'll go to the back and start preparing your 10 bowls of soup. Go to the third. There we go. I hope. Did the rest of you want anything?
Carol will approach and say, how much would it be for bread and some vegetables that have yet to be thrown into the soup?
With how much your friend just spent, I could just throw that in as part of it. He'd ordered a meal for multiple families. I think that would be okay.
Thank you. And then she
Sure.
just, like, she doesn't wait for a response. She just turns to go after him.
Mirian kind of smiles and watches them go, and then asks for whatever, just something fairly basic. I was not focused enough for the things.
It's okay.
I didn't get my
Big bowl of soup and bread, or small bowl of soup.
Okay. Yeah, I guess a big bowl of soup is fine.
Okay. He'll shout the orders back, and you'll have them once they're ready. And do you want to go with them? You've been abandoned, Kate.
I keep forgetting I'm on push to talk now. Motherfucker. Okay, so I'm getting a big bowl. Yes, that's what I said. How much cost, or is it gonna be also just wrapped in with
That
Xander?
one's one silver.
Okay. I figured as much, but wanted to make sure. Anyway, so she's kind of just kind of like watch them go, kind of looks in the direction of where they went. And
She'll say, as you're leaving, she'll say, thank you for patron.
I looked.
Okay.
Will you guys need any help bringing that over to the table with us? I know it's probably a lot.
No, we wouldn't think to ask. It's fine.
Well,
So you can
then
see we get a lot of adventurers. Your party has abandoned you. I think it might be wise to catch up with them.
I'll go catch up with them. Thank you very much,
Thank you for your offer. If you need anything else, my name is Ruby.
Ruby. It's good meeting you.
You too.
It's kind of weird being so polite.
You must be Rathkin.
The elf with the two swords will just kind of laugh and point to the man in the corner. Over here.
Please excuse me, sirs. You must be Rathkin.
I am, and I see you have met my entourage.
I'm shorter than the table when I'm crouching.
I wave at his entourage.
Both of the other elves kind of laugh dismissively.
I don't like that.
No.
Can I say something funny?
They just shake their head and go back to talking.
I turn to Rathkin. Did I say something funny?
I don't try to understand those two. I apologize if there was any offense. I assume you are the party that I sent to, or sent for, or, yeah.
Mirian,
Yes, we
you
are.
need to stop trying to understand me like this man. He knows how to party.
She's just kind of looking at you confused.
He, just staring at you very seriously and then winks.
I'm gonna make you guys see this shot that hopefully is working.
Yes, it worked.
I think so.
Cool. Yay. Okay. So, You'll say,
understand what Xander means.
so I have a request of a personal nature. It's rather embarrassing to admit, honestly, but if you're willing to accept this quest, it will be rather lucrative for you.
Oh, did you leave your
adventuring-
shoe in another dimension? I did that once. It was incredibly embarrassing.
That would be pretty bad.
I don't
My-
know if you regaled us with that tale.
Ah! Funny story for another time, I think! You can't see him blushing because he has scales.
Mirian is smiling to herself, very amused. Anyway, carry on.
Rethkin looks a little, visibly upset at you guys interrupting him. This is a man who very clearly values being paid attention, or expects to be paid attention to. So, pauses for a moment. What happened? What I need is retrieval of a sword that was taken from me by an old adventuring party friend. He, in his supreme selfishness and greed, stole this sword that had been an heirloom for my family for generations. It is incalculably expensive or important for me. While not being very valuable on its own, it has a lot of sentimental value, and I would give a lot to get it back. I can try to help you figure out where to go, but this will be a decently dangerous journey and not something I can do on my own, even with my entourage over there. Is this something you would be willing to try?
Did you mean you would be joining us?
No.
Or did I misunderstand? Okay.
Xander's just scratching himself inappropriately behind his breech clout before he says, I mean, if he stole your sword and you couldn't ask for it back, I feel like friend is not the right word.
Yeah, unfortunately, friend may no longer be the correct term. Acquaintance, I guess. Unfortunately, enemy may be the closest, but
Do you believe that he has this in his possession now and that we would need to take it from him by force?
oh yes, and he is a very dangerous man.
Ah. Very
Is there
dangerous.
anything we might be able to use as for bargaining power? Any information you can give us on him, or the such, the like, would that he would God, I can't fucking talk. That would make him more willing to discuss with us as opposed to needing to resort to brute force.
This is a man whose sense of entitlement is incredible. I can't imagine he would give up such an item knowing how much it hurts me to not have it.
On the assumption that force is required, in what manner is this man dangerous?
He is an incredible fighter. He has his capacity with the martial arts is frightening, to say the least.
You kind of see now Xander's paying attention and smirking. What? Does he cheat?
I've never known him to, but I also thought he would never. His fucking Tailspire really crashing? Nope. I think we're... Yep,
He's gonna, like,
fucking...
lean over the table a bit and put a hand up between him and Carol, as though, like, concealing his words from her. Say, oh, I mean, does he use magic?
I fucking knew that was what you were asking. And I was totally gonna say it. I wanted to, like, take a second, jut in, and be like, is he...
Well, that was a waste of a crit to clock that's what you meant.
So now that I'm getting back into the game, I'll be able to resume being a DM. My computer does not like me.
Stop becoming a DM because the hardware stops working. That's not how that works. Okay, sorry, continue.
Give me 1 second. Did you say that the thing about magic loud enough that he'd be able to hear it?
It was for him to hear, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a
I was trying to make it so Carol...
to hear, but like, make it sound like I couldn't hear that he was saying that I cheat, essentially. But like in a way that made it very clear to me that he wanted me to hear it too.
Magic, no, but he is a dragonborn, so he has his breath.
It's really bad.
Really bad what?
Breath. Halitosis.
Oh.
It is acidic.
Really bad.
What was this guy's name again? Did he give us a name?
I don't think he did.
He has not yet.
And this sword that I imagine he will be using, maybe magical.
Yes.
And what can it do with its magic?
As with most magical weapons, it seems to be better at landing hits, but beyond that, nothing. As I said, the value is almost purely sentimental.
Still good to know.
The man you are looking for is Roland, the Dragonborn. If you accept the quest, I can give you more information on where he might be.
Did you two have a falling out? That it seems he's hurting you to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask what happened?
Unfortunately, that is a little bit more personal than I feel comfortable getting into.
I think Roland stole his sword, and then they had a falling out about the sword being stolen.
That's okay. I would never force you to talk more. But I'm sorry that you lost a friend.
Can you guys roll a perception check?
Oh, I also wanted to roll initiative. Or not initiative.
Insight?
Insight.
I also wanted to kick this guy's ass.
Mean.
Perception, that is a 1 on die.
Nice job, Carol.
So, I'm a person of extremes, you know?
Dirty 20.
That's a 4. Because my proficiency hits 3.
Okay. Kate, can you roll perception?
17.
Proficient in perception, but you'd have no wisdom.
What?
Everyone
Wait,
but
I lied.
Sam.
14, sorry.
Ah, damn it.
I had a dirty 20.
Yeah, you, Tristan.
Yeah.
You notice the two elves behind you kind of seeming to size you up as Wraithen is talking. Not quite being hostile, but there's something there. They clearly do not trust you at this point.
His friends don't?
Xander or
Yeah.
me?
The
Or anyone,
two elves
all
back
of
here
them.
don't trust any of the three of you. And you wanted to roll insight?
Yeah, I was gonna roll insight. Mostly on him to see if, he's telling us kind of the whole truth.
Yeah.
Minus, what is too personal to tell us. That's a 12.
So, he doesn't seem to be lying. There's, as he said, there's clearly something he's holding back. But you can't tell if it's the personal stuff that he's holding back or if there's a little bit something else. It doesn't jump out to you as if he's really lying to you about anything. He seems trustworthy.
We can go get this sword back for you. What's your proposed offer?
I can do 500 gold pieces to each of you.
Each?
Yeah.
It's a lot of,
That's a huge amount of gold.
Yeah, I kind of, side-eye Xander and say, that's a lot of food, Xander. That is how you pronounce the name, right?
Xander.
Xander.
And I will say, as you're talking, your food has gotten here, and you can eat in front of him if you want.
I do.
And he very clearly is confused as waiter. The same, because this place is pretty small. There's only 1 or 2 waiters. Just keep coming with
more bowls
each time.
After the third one, Mirian's gonna turn to them and be like, "Are you sure I can't help in any way?"
I told them to bring it one at a time. It's not like they're made to carry it multiple bowls.
No, Ruby would.
Xander's gonna.
If we accepted help.
Ruby would what?
She would kill us if we accepted help.
Literally?
Kill?
No.
Insight.
Yeah. I don't say that out loud, but the look on my face says literally.
It's a 9.
Insight. Well, I think I did better than a 9.
Do I think that he was being serious?
No.
Okay.
I got an 11.
They both smirk at Mirian's concern. Just, of course she's not going to actually hurt us.
He kind of, shrugs his shoulders and goes back to the soup before pulling the spoon up and pointing it across the table at Rathkin and says, 550 each.
I can do 525, and that is the highest I can go.
Deal.
Okay. Roland, according to what information I have, has been hiding out in an abandoned school for magic users. I don't know exactly where it is, but I know it is close to this town, hence me sending out or trying to find adventurers who can find it. I can give you the name, and I assume someone in town would know more. But
when
I know
did the theft occur?
two weeks ago, and he put the quest out a week ago. So, he'll say, that catching himself, Roland, he stole my sword about 2 weeks ago. I tried to find him, hoping I could reason with him for about a week, and then I put the quest out, seeing that this was beyond my capacity.
Alright. We just need to find a Dragonborn who's hiding out in town and get a sword back. Easy money. At this point, he's eaten about 4 of the bowls of soup, just drunk them down. And the
There.
rest keep coming, and he's letting them stack up at this point.
It is a very delicious, hearty soup.
Nice.
Carol is like a quarter of the way through the bread that she had, and like halfway through whatever vegetables they had given her.
Mirian is making good progress. Slow and steady. And enjoying every bite of it.
You will notice, Sam, that there seems to be a small bowl of soup that none of you ordered. So you have the 11 between the other two and just one small bowl of soup on top of that.
Does
is
it
it for
appear to
Al?
be the same soup?
Yeah.
Okay. How
It-
is it? I mean, I think it's for Carol.
Yeah.
I thought it was for Al.
But I think Carol will see that, and then Elle will like climb down off of her and start like lapping at the soup.
Nice. He gives us the name of the school where the guy's supposedly hiding out. Tells us people in town can probably tell us more. Told us how much he's going to pay us. So I think at this point, Xander is going to assume he's got everything he needs out of this man. He's going to arrange the remaining 6 bowls in an arc on the table in front of him, and then he's going to reach his arms around them and stand up, pulling them against his chest so that they all are, like, in his arms. You know, say, alright, well, we'll come back with your sword. See you later. And he's going to turn and leave, and then as he goes into the next room, he's going to start setting bowls down on tables by people who don't have any food in front of them.
As you stand up with these, I'm like, Mirian kind of stands and like puts a hand under them, like making sure that they're not gonna fall. Just like, oh, okay.
All of the patrons that you hand them to, and Wraithkin and Ruby have the same just confused look. No one's going to stop you. No one's going to directly ask what you're doing. But just everyone will look at the bowl, look at you, and just tilt their head a little bit. Just very confused.
He's just gonna give them that enigmatic lizard smile after he deposits the last one. He's gonna, like, dust his hands off, put his fists, ball his fists on his hips, look around like he's done a good job, nod once, and then head out of the inn.
As soon as he gets up and like goes into the other room, Carol will nod to our acquaintance here and then just leave without saying anything.
Mirian just wanted to ask, is there anything else we should be prepared for? Any arguments he may make against you, or just anything that we should be prepared for?
With
She's
a
giving
man
that
like
piercing
him,
mom stare.
with a man like him, you can't assume he will do anything but lie. He'll tell you anything he can to try to stop you from getting the sword back. But
Why do you think
he's not to be
so
trusted.
on keeping you from it? Or is that just all part of the too personal?
As I said, unfortunately, it's not something I feel comfortable going into.
She'll nod. And then if he's in arm's reach, which I'm guessing he's kind of shoved it out to his core, I can't talk. If she can, from her position, put a hand on his shoulder before leaving, she will do so. Otherwise, she's just gonna nod at him and say, well, we'll hopefully see you soon with your possessions.
After you pat his shoulder, he'll nod and say thank you and watch you go.
Boop.
Boop boop be doop.
Eddie Hooper's my Wi-Fi.
Oh, I should have actually given you the name of the school. It's Elrith Academy.
Elrith Academy.
Elryth. Sam, your
As soon
character,
as-
your
What?
character's completely disconnected from this area, right?
Yes, she has.
Okay.
There is no way that she would have any, or like,
Mhm.
I would be extremely shocked if she had any way of knowing anything about that place.
Mhm.
So as soon as all three of us are out here, Carol will say, "I would think that the mistress of the inn would probably be able to point us in who we might be able to speak."
Give me 1 second.
Wait.
I was gonna say something, I can't remember what it was.
A lot of penguins in that inn.
Penguin?
My mom wants to say hello really quick. Give me 1 second.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Oh.
everybody.
Hello.
Are you having fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds like it looks really cool from
Yeah.
this side.
He's done a good job.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. All right, well, go back to your game and enjoy yourselves. Have a good night.
Night.
Good night.
I'm going to go watch The Mandalorian and drink.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Cool. So where did you guys land on what you wanted to do?
We hadn't.
Carol had just said that I would assume that the mistress of the inn could tell us who might be able to tell us more about
Mhm.
the academy. And when she says that, L looks down and sort of hides his face behind her.
Can I guess that means that Carol does not want to be the one to talk to the innkeeper?
I'm just gonna give you. She is ashamed that she didn't think of that before leaving the place, because it seems weird to have just left and be like, right, shit, and then walk back in.
Xander's gonna say, that's probably true, but I think we should ask around elsewhere first.
Indeed. We could. I'm sure any City Watch member would be able to point us in the right direction as well.
Well, he didn't give us a timeline or when he wanted us to have results. He just has to pay us when we do it.
Okay, so little information about the town. As you can see over here, maybe, the City Watch does regular
Patrols?
What?
Patrols?
Patrols. Yeah. So if you need to talk to a city guard, completely fine. It's not a particularly dangerous place, but it is a port town, so it's not. They need to be careful. Right outside of, or a little bit further down into the city, there is this decently sizable market that you can go to. And yeah, a couple of shops that you could go into if you wanted.
He's just gonna be, eyeing the patrol as they go by. It's, tight-lipped.
Mm.
He's been here at least a week. Someone's probably heard of this Roland. They might even have opinions about him.
Who are you suggesting we ask?
Someone of my people. Common folk. He's gonna there's gonna be a little shudder that goes through his shoulders. I don't like dealing with these haughty nobles.
Nobles being, Ralkin.
Rafkin.
Yeah.
Rafkin.
Rafkin. Yeah, he's very clearly, at least, very, like, decently well off.
Let's take a little wander. Unless you have an objection.
No objections here.
I think that is reasonable. El like peeks his head over and is like looking around very intently at everything.
So I did want to ask, do you want to do this as you guys literally moving the tiles and walking around, or I can try to choose locations for you to go to? Either one is completely fine.
Xander wants to talk to the party, and he wants to put some distance between him and the inn first, so I think that moving around ourselves, for now at least, is good, and then probably we'll say I want to go to a place like this or a place like that to ask a question.
Okay.
So he's gonna just start moving up the street until he feels that they're out of earshot of anyone who might have been placed there by Rathgen to watch them.
You do know after the market there is a foresty area.
I want to roll a thing to, if I'm noticing, or I'm guessing I'm probably figuring that he's being a little hedgy, check behind us every now and then and see if anyone's following us.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to see if we were being tailed as well.
So far, nothing.
No roll.
Oh, you can roll if you want. But no, I just want to tell you the answers.
Okay.
Gonna get the bad rolls out by just rolling them now. I didn't do that. I got a 19 on die, so I didn't get the bad rolls out.
So with a 19, you'll know there were two people by the inn. Neither one really paying attention, like on the outside of the inn, neither one really paying attention to you. And everyone, since you've gotten to the market, is just buying stuff, selling stuff. You have kind of just entered a small crowd. No one really paying attention to you.
I'm looking around at things as we go. For some reason, my token is not like changing facing as I'm wheeling her around.
Even if you drag longer distances, she doesn't rotate?
It's weird. I don't know what's going on.
Can you turn it with Alt?
Yeah, I can still turn her with Alt. It's just
Okay.
annoying to have to.
Mm-hmm.
I find that the facing follow with drag is only mildly reliable. I use Alt a lot. He's gonna stop by this statue of a knight. I assume that it does in fact look like this and it's not representing something else?
Yep.
Okay.
The statue looks like this.
Is there a inscription on it? Anything important or fun?
To honor our fallen soldiers in the Great War of 1812.
432.
Yeah. May there never be a need for such death again. And
he's gonna stare at this statue for a moment, or a few moments until the party catches up, and even a little bit afterward, before he finally just says, without looking at them, "There was a statue like this in my hometown. Seems the war touched a lot of places."
Mirian just kind of, like, I guess puts a hand over her heart, kind of closes her eyes, looks down, and says a very short prayer of peace, essentially.
Would I know how long ago this war was?
Before any of our...
I feel like I know the year right now. and I can do math.
I don't know, and I don't presume to know Cameron's intention with it.
Yeah.
I can tell Cameron that my intention was that it was supposed to be an old one, well before our time.
At least 150 years.
Reasonable.
Okay.
A war that people remember, but isn't directly felt anymore.
Mhm.
What is in that tent over on the left there?
Hag with a cauldron. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's a hag with a cauldron. And just come on. It's fucking
Should I?
no.
Wait, do I actually see a hag?
Can't get the guy. Never mind. He's
can't get
somewhere. Couldn't get the guy out.
He's gonna turn to face his compatriots and say, "Did they follow us?"
I didn't see anyone following, and if Carol sees a hag or something that looks like that in there, she is going to start walking this way very fast.
Something you will know about the area is this town is known for accepting all comers. It's not somewhere that is prejudiced like in your D&Ds.
So as
He's gonna
Carol
fast
is
walk
like
after.
walking fast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elle is like flying ahead of her.
He's gonna just like fast walk until he can get in front of Carol and put his hands up, like, "All right, hold on. What's hold on?"
And Mirian is walking as close behind them as she can without drawing any more attention than they already probably are.
I do not think we should have our conversation in that area of the market. And like Elle is looking around like furtively.
Xander also looks around. Do I see anything of note coming toward us or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Alright, we won't have our conversation over there. Are you okay?
What do I know about hags?
To your Carol says yes, and Elle like breathes a sigh of relief. I don't know what you know about hags.
What should I roll to find out what I know about hags? Because I'm going to assume that I saw it since I'm the one who pointed it out. Out of character.
And it would have been very easy to notice Carol looking around, and then like she stopped like dead, and then immediately after like stopping dead, like is said the thing and booked it. It's like it was very clear where she was looking.
I'm going to say either history or nature.
I think it's a 0 either way. So
Arcana might also work.
13.
Or Arcana.
I think if that was somebody,
They're
like,
all ints. 13.
dangerous in there, he's gonna, like, look over toward the guard patrol and like, gesture at them as though he's gonna say, "Fine, men." He just sort of stops. People would have done something about it by now. They can usually be trusted to commit violence against people that they deem a threat.
Which one did you roll, Kate?
13, any of them.
I need you to pick one.
Nature, I guess.
Okay. You know hags are usually associated with very negative things, but more recently something has changed that such overarching assumptions are less commonly made. A lot of people still don't fully trust hags, but it's not kill on sight kind of scared. It's more, even the worst people, more apprehensive. Yeah.
Okay. But do I know anything about what they are or anything like that, or just how people see them?
They are magic users from swampy areas. A lot of myths about witches get their imagery from them. They have a deep connection with nature that might give you a hint of what they're doing. A lot of old magic they have connections to.
Okay.
I'm really impressed that I chose 6'5" for my character, and he appears shorter than Carol.
Your crouch.
A massive 5'10" compared to your 6'5".
Yeah.
I actually don't remember the specific height that I have for Mirian.
There you go, Tristan.
Thank you. Perfect. Now I feel like I'm 6'5". Any event. Gonna, just like, he's still holding up his hands, kind of plaintively, warningly, to keep you from bolting, but, and trying to offer these platitudes about the safety of the area, so, whatever you saw probably isn't a problem. Does she come down at all, or is she still, on this?
I think she has, when you had said we don't need to be over there,
Yeah.
she stopped, and you had said, "Are you okay?" She said she's okay, and Elle breathed a sigh of relief.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't gonna make
being
you be
away is the thing.
Yeah.
That
Okay. Yeah, he just wants to. He doesn't want to break into anything else until he's sure you're okay.
Yeah,
So with Elle breathing the sigh of relief, okay. So I was hoping to talk about our new friend. I think we should take a vote. I don't trust him.
I have hesitations.
I am certain that there are things that we would deem relevant that he has not told us.
Alright, so the vote passes unanimously. We don't trust him. That does not, however, stop us from going and doing what he's asked, or at least finding out more about it. Again, he didn't give us a timeline, so I say we take our time, look into this as best we can, and then do what we always do, whatever we think is best.
Yes. It strikes me odd that one he would call a friend suddenly turned on him, took his sword, and is holding it for little else but spite. I find that most of the time when someone turns against you, they've done it for a reason. It might not be a good reason, but I feel there's usually a reason.
Oh, I agree. I wouldn't do that to somebody I considered friend unless they had already done something I considered unfriendly. Carl?
I had just assumed that there was some sort of falling out, and they are no longer friends.
Yeah.
Seems a reasonable action in a moment of anger to take the sword and leave after a fight.
Yes, but it's the not returning it that takes it
If
to
he
it.
wanted to hurt him, why would he return it? The real question is why he is still so close. It's been that much time. Perhaps there's something tying him here.
That is a good question.
I want to know about his two other elf friends. They were looking mean at me during that conversation.
They were also concerning. I didn't like the way they treated you.
They laughed at me. I don't remember making a joke.
Well, I wasn't really there to see it from the beginning, so maybe I wouldn't have a guess as to what they were laughing about.
I asked if one of them was Rathkin. Apparently he wasn't. But he didn't tell me that. Well, I mean, he did. But then he laughed about it. They acted like something funny was going on, but they wouldn't tell me what it was.
Seems reasonable that we wouldn't know what he looks like, and we would ask the first elf in the direction that we were pointed.
That's what I did. He, it's like pointing at Carol, like, see, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. Carol's very, very much agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he has a reputation in this area that they were expecting us to know about.
I think he should have different expectations of his reputation when it comes to people who are not from here.
Well, one would think.
The man seems foolish.
More so arrogant, sadly. And she does that with no small amount of distaste. At any rate.
Shall we begin our inquiries about the academy or about Rulan?
I did want to ask just quickly, what time did people want to stop? Just so we can try to,
We have
make
to
sure
stop
that
at
happens.
11, I believe, right, Kate?
Yes, I think that would be sufficient for me.
Cool.
Alright, half an hour.
There was something about his bearing. I knew right off he was well-to-do. Had that imperious nature, that need to be the center of attention that the master of the Banderhorn House had when he spoke to me.
You don't think he was affiliated, do you?
No, I think that's how all rich assholes act.
That attitude uncommon in the people who can afford services that we are providing.
Indeed. I just wanted to make sure.
There's also the fact that we've only been told we're going after a single person. He's hiring 3 of us, but he had 3 between him and his cohort, and they're not taking on the task themselves. Suspicious.
I agree.
We are more expendable than his companions.
I agree. With that being his intention, obviously I do not think we are more expendable.
Than them? No.
But I'm saying it's more than the expendability. He knows that if he takes it as 3, it won't be enough. He's hoping us 3 might be enough, but he doesn't care. He'll just hire somebody after us if we die.
And maybe go for 4 next time.
Maybe.
Perhaps we should have asked for part of our payment up front.
I'm not too worried about that. I'm worried that there's more than just this Ralan. He's a dragonborn. I think perhaps I can reason with him.
So shall we begin asking after him and if he might have any associates that we would also find with him there?
Yes, we should ask around if anybody's seen a black-scaled dragonborn here. He would have to have black scales prominently on his body in order to breathe acid.
Thank you for answering my unasked question.
He just winks at me and says, I know dragonborn. He looks at his arms and goes, oh shit, I am one!
Out of character. I know Dragonborn like the back of my hand.
Well, that's new.
Yeah, no, Mirian had, been about to open her mouth to ask, and then you said that, and she was like, just nodded.
Carol was not going to ask, but wanted to know.
Ours is a proud and well-known heritage, and our powers come with certain costs. Those costs are usually to our appearance. I breathe fire, red scales.
Where shall we begin asking after him?
He looks around the marketplace and seems to, be eyeing the stall with the hag that you were worried about. Turns 180 and points down that way. Says, that end of the, market, I think. If he's been here for 2 weeks, he's gotta come here to buy food.
There's a was gonna point out that there's a food stall right next to us, but caught myself.
Oh shit, I am a food stall.
You're not okay.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. I named all of the NPCs and forgot to hit save.
That's unfortunate.
As we're still talking and getting ready to approach one of the stalls, Carol will say, will it seem suspicious that we're asking after this man in this manner? Although I suppose most people here probably know about Rethkin?
Rethkin.
Rethkin's requests, and so would be expecting outsiders to be doing that kind of inquiry.
Gosh, he just sort of like shrugs at this and says, I don't know. I don't have any plans beyond ask questions involving Black Dragonborn. He is not shy about admitting that he has not thought this through. He mostly just seems spiteful of the rich guy who was mean to him, and the rich guy's friends who were also mean to him.
They were not nice.
What was the deal with the school again? That's where we think he's holding up?
Yes.
Yes.
Elrith Academy. He said it was a decently well known in the area, abandoned school for magic users.
Okay. Well, they're gonna talk to the stall people. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna look for a guard who looks bored and looks like they would be inclined to make conversation.
Nice.
But only in the near vicinity. I'm not gonna leave, this area.
Not letting your children out of her sight.
More or less.
If you do want to go farther, should you take the... I guess... I think I had mentioned this to Tristan. Every morning, Carol has a bag, and she would have described that this bag contains a magical item that needs to be renewed every morning, or exchanged every morning. And whoever possesses the bag, she can send messages to telepathically, and she can also see and hear as if she was standing there, if she needs to. I think Xander is usually the one who is holding this bag that she usually gives it to.
Are you gonna tug on him and so that he can give it to her?
Yeah, I think as if I see you see her going away from us.
I mean, I've just started looking around. I don't know how far I'm gonna have to go away, Cameron.
I mean, even being out of your shot, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
So you tug on Xander's clothing, he turns to look down at you, sees the agitation in L, looks over and says, "Oh, Mirian, bag check."
Ah, yes, thank you. Can't forget that.
He's just going to quickly whip it out of one of his belt pouches and handshake it over to you.
And I pop it into my non-existent pouch because I forgot to put one on my character.
Alright, you're clean. On your way.
Sure, I have one. Okay. Alright.
Ew, food meownger.
Food meownger.
Is it a cat person?
It is.
Oh, I hate you.
Just instantly, he clearly responds with, or sees you and is like, "Oh my god."
He's giving him that reptile smile.
It just says, "Excuse me?"
He looks so proud of himself coming up with that pun. I had some questions about today's. He looks up and down this fish that's being cooked. Catch.
Yes, of course. How can I help you?
Ah, yes. I wanted to know, Is this caught locally in the ocean or in the sea or in the river? Excuse me. I know water.
These are all ocean fish caught, and will point to the port or the ports nearby.
And how much is it for steak worth?
Depends on the type of fish. Our more inexpensive is about a couple copper a pound. The more expensive gets to a silver to a pound.
Oh, excellent, excellent. It must be pretty popular, you know. Fish. I mean, in a seaport town, everybody's gotta eat fish, right? Yeah.
We do good business, yes.
See a lot of folk come through. You know, I think I'll take a couple of cuts of that one. He, like, points at a random fish.
That one
And then holds up 2 fingers.
That one is 4 copper a pound.
Perfect. I'll have that wrapped up.
Okay. She'll point to her, or he'll point to his assistant, and he'll take care of it. And he'll reach for the money.
He's gonna kind of, like, turn in place, like, looking around the market. He says, quite the collection of people in this place. You must get a lot of travelers through here, being a port town and all.
Of course.
I don't
It's the best
see...
part of the city.
I don't see a whole lot of Dragonborn walking around like myself. Are we more infrequent?
A little, but we see Dragonborn pretty frequently. Not a rare sight, but something that it's a nice surprise when we see one.
Well, that's good to hear. I would hope that I don't come with a reputation for my looks. Anyway, I'll cut to the chase. I'm actually wondering if you've seen another Dragonborn I'm told had visited the area recently. I'm betting he came for some fish recently. Probably about my size, male, black scales.
When would this have been?
Sometime in the last 2 weeks, I think. Supposed to meet up with him. Old friends.
There were 2 black dragonborn around that time. They might be who you're talking about.
Did they travel together?
Yes.
Oh.
They seem to be on their way out of town.
Out of town, you say? So that's odd. He told me to meet him here. Alright. Out of town, he like points out to sea, with a questioning look on his face.
No, not out of town. Through the forest.
Alright.
There's a decently big road, well maintained, that leads through a heavily forested area.
He's going to accept the wrapped up fish from the other persons. Thank you, perfect. I'm sorry. Can you make change for a gold piece? It's the smallest I've got.
She's doing math in her head.
So much money. I have a silver piece.
9 I need 9 silver.
He's clearly doing math in his head. Should be fine. And he'll go and fetch your change for you.
Sorry about that. I didn't think to have him broken before I came here.
Xander's pissing off the person selling him fish by paying with 100 for his $8 of fish.
Was there anything you wanted? He turns, like, slightly toward Carol without using her name.
As he sees the pseudo-dragon finally his attention being drawn to Carol, he'll just clearly be fascinated by the pseudo-dragon.
I think Elle has no interest in the fish. Is continuing to just like look around the market, and Carol will say, "No, I'm content."
All right. Well, sorry to pry for that information, but thank you for helping me out. I hope I find my friend. What's your name?
Nox.
Nox. I'm Xander. I'm gonna recommend your fish to all my... He sniffs it really quick. There's like a pause. You see he's kind of like gauging the smell of the fish. I'm gonna recommend your fish to all my friends who want to pass through this way.
It's a very heavy, fishy scent, but you can tell it was caught recently.
And you should really consider the word meownger. It's great.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Time to go.
I'm
His
glad Mirian is
smile
not
wave
in
will
your
have
job.
a tinge of irritation.
It's almost like I have a -1 in charisma.
I don't. Sam thinks that Myonger is perfect.
I actually think Kierna would even be very amused by it. Until like the 20th time she heard it, in which case she would want to rip someone's eyeballs out. But anyway,
Alright, let's let
how
Kate
is,
have
how
her
is my
scene.
how is my hunt for a jovial, bored-looking guard going?
So you see a decent number of guards on patrol, but as with the static group we have, they are in decent numbers. If you're willing to go a little ways, about a minute or two away from the market, you'll find a guard that fits your description.
Okay. I did not think about how I wanted to actually start this conversation. If I wanted to just dive right into Elrith Academy. Do I know anything about this place other than anything?
Where was your character from? Like just the setting?
A medium-sized city, probably, like city bordering on town. I guess.
Okay. You would have heard of it through like once or twice. You would have heard the name. It's the place that decently successful young with like magic users go to hone their craft. It's nothing. It's not the best school, but it is pretty good. It's also not a huge school, so you probably wouldn't know anyone who's gone there. But the name would have come up at least once or twice, either when you were younger or in your adventuring.
Okay. But it doesn't have like a bad reputation or anything like that.
No, it is an abandoned school, so it's not somewhere that people really think too much about. There's whisperings on why it was abandoned. So when it was open, it was a well-liked school, and then it was abandoned for a reason not many people know.
Okay. When was it abandoned? How long ago?
5 years before the campaign starts.
Okay, well then I guess she will wander over to a guard, put on a friendly smile. Obviously she has her weapons and shit sheathed.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear about that. You know.
You cool with me moving your guy to the guard?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Boop.
Oh wow, I'm so far away.
Yeah, it's not a huge distance. You could easily get back to where you were, but
I don't want to be interrupting people who don't want me talking to them. Anyway. Oh there. How's your watch treating you?
hello, citizen. It's rather uneventful, but that's the best kind of watch.
Oh, absolutely. I
Was
remember
there
that.
was there anything I could help you with?
Well, I was wondering about the Elworth Academy. I always wondered. I had one of my little ones, showed some interest in magic. We thought about sending them there, but well, it closed before we could. And I was wondering what you could tell me about that. Now that I happen to find myself in this neck of the woods.
The second you mentioned the school, he'll slightly his mood will sour a little bit. What? Not much is known about what happened there. Magic users constantly messing with things they don't understand. I've always preferred good steel. And he'll look like lovingly at his spear.
She's raising her eyebrow ever so slightly as you speak down on magic users, given she just told you she was asking about for her kid. But I want to roll insight, see if he's, if that sudden I prefer my steel is that hearty attitude is hiding something. That's an 18 insight. Trying to distract rather.
His love of his spear is obviously true. His attitude towards the school seems to come across as kind of a party line, if that makes sense. It's something that they're told to tell people of.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. Something bad happened, magic user. Don't think about it too much. Beyond that, he seems to want to help you. A little bit concerned that you're talking about this school that he's told not to talk about.
We don't talk about school.
Yeah. But other than that, he seems like a relatively open book.
Okay. Gotta think. I'm not good at this kind of espionage shit, guys.
You don't have to be espionage. You were a guard. Just be a guard.
Yeah, just be up front.
Well, I gotta think about how to put it though.
Tell a relatable story about somebody you were hunting for in the town that you were a guard for.
I will tell a relatable story about an open secret that we were all not supposed to talk about, and kind of maybe like friendly nudge him a little bit, something like that.
Clearly telling him that you were a former city guard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And sharing that story.
You're like, oh yeah, that reminds me of this time in this town when I was guarding there, and we had to keep that under our helmets.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And once you say that you were a city guard, he'll kind of look behind you, to the left, to the right, and be like, look, I don't trust that school. They say dark things happened there, but I don't know much beyond that. I want to trust you as fellow city guardsmen. If there's anything... Are you looking for this school? Is that... I don't understand why you're asking about it.
So I'm trying to decide which way to spin it.
Once you brought up your city guard, he does seem to want... He relaxed. He wants to help you much more.
Yeah. Trying to Nothing is distraction. You know, I guess we can just kind of be openish. Do you know if there's been any problems there recently? I've heard rumor that perhaps unsavory fellows might hole up in there.
You can see he's weighing in his mind the options of what to tell you. Look, you can't say you heard this from me, but I heard there were 2 adventurers who went, or 2 Dragonborn that went towards that direction. Our patrols haven't seen them outside of the building, so we don't know if they're actually there, but we worry that they might be up to something.
She raised her eyebrows too. One of them had black scales.
From what I heard, both had black scales.
Both had black scales. Where is the school?
He'll point towards the direction of the forest, and he'll say, that direction, about a day or two's travel, and he'll describe basically how to get there. I cannot, in good conscience, advise you to go there. I don't know what happened, but I can't imagine that it was good.
I understand, and I appreciate this information you've given me. And she's gonna go fishing around in her bag. Can I have just like a little baggie of like homemade sweets that she'll just occasionally pull out and hand to people?
Of course.
I want to do that, and I want to give him some cookies my husband made recently. I hope they brighten your watch.
He'll smile. Thank you. Not how I expected this to end, but I appreciate it.
Well, may the rest of your watch be uneventful.
We can only hope.
Alright, and she'll go rejoin them. Bloop! Oh my, I'm very close to you guys, aren't I?
And it is 2 minutes to 11.
Yup.
Yep.
We got good info.
Yeah.
Where we're going.
I made a note on the on my character sheet about finding a place that deals in magic that is not the hag, that might provide more insight specifically into the school, what it closed down for, to see if we can get that information. But and if the hag is the only one that would provide that information, Carol will say you should go and talk to her. No, she wouldn't. She would say we don't need that information.
No, Mirian would, at some point, just do it and not tell her what she was doing, if it came to that.
But we shall see her next time.
Assuming she, puts 2 and 2 together.
I forgot the fish meownger's name.
Nox. Nox.
Yes.
Oh shit, I didn't ask the guard's name.
There
I
you go.
also didn't tell the guard my name.
Now I have a note of it.
If you want to know, his name is Jesk. Jesk.
I like it.
My name is Xander. It's draconic.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure I have everything for next time. The things you guys know now are the name of the school, that the guy has the sword, that he's probably there, and
Probably has another acid buddy.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm so surprised that it's not just him after we were told by these three toughish-looking dudes that it's just him.
Shit, I should have asked the guard if they looked shifty. I mean, I guess I can only assume that they look shifty based on the way he talked about it.
I mean, it's a guard. Of course he's
Yeah,
going to
he's
tell
gonna
you they
sneak
look
look,
shifty.
And the things you want to learn next time are more stuff about what happened at the school, and what else? I think that's it. Okay. That feels like it's everything for today.
Yeah, that
Thank
was
you,
good.
guys.
That was a good start. Thank you, buddy. Good job.
Excited.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, good job.
Hopefully